Hello and welcome to a bonus video. Forspoken has a demo that came out that was announced at the Game Awards about a week ago. And this is a game that I've been following, and I feel like I've been trying to convince myself that this is a game that's going to be good, but every time I see it, every time I hear about it, it just convinces me that it's not going to be. It's a little bit like an Anthem situation where believe what your lion eyes are telling you. This game, I don't know, it just does not look good. I keep trying to give it the benefit of the doubt. It looks interesting. It has a unique setting. They have you playing as a mage user that's more of an action-based, almost a Horizon Zero Dawn type looking combat versus something more Elden Ring or Skyrim, Elder Scrolls type mage-like combat, which we really don't really see much. So I'm interested to see how it plays, which is the main reason why I downloaded the demo. And first thing, now this is someone who's been following the game. I was not aware that the story is about a girl from New York who is transported to some magical land out of nowhere where she's suddenly the hero who saves or the key to everything, it seems like, is she has some weird thing on her hand and then suddenly can use magic. I didn't know that. I don't know how I missed that. I've read cover stories about it. I've seen the trailers. Not sure how they skewed that point, but we'll get to that in a second. Let's talk about the positives. So actually playing the game, it is not bad. It is not bad. It feels nice. The movements are cool. It looks nice. The magic is kind of well handled in my opinion. So the way they do it is that you have schools of magic that you can transfer back and forth from using the L1 button. So I felt that was a little clunky doing that. Almost instead of having a wheel, it might be easier just to do a cycle, because I found myself constantly tripping over what skill I was using, what spell I was using, because they really only have one combat ability, which is R2, and that uses the current skill you have selected for your main combat ability, and then you have a combat cooldown, and that's used in L2, and that one's not so bad. You have time to select that because you can only use it every so often. But there was two schools of magic you had access to. You had the main character, I think her name's Frey, so she's the purple magic, and then you have red magic, which is fire magic, and I'm not sure who that was related to. And I think Frey's is earth magic. And the fire magic is the melee, and the earth magic is almost like a gun. So immediately, my thoughts about this being cool magic-based already have descended into gun combat and melee combat, which what else are you going to do? I mean, that's kind of the problem with doing magic-based games, is how else are you going to do it without it being, it's either projectile or it's either melee. But it did just immediately feel like I'm just using a flame sword or a rock gun. So that was a little disappointing, kind of killed the hype a bit. But the movement is fun. The way you move reminds me akin to the original Assassin's Creed, where you have they call it parkour mode, I think. And you have these little nodes at the bottom that I think translate to your abilities to do flips and kicks and dodges and things like that. But the combat itself is very... it doesn't have much impact. You hit things and it doesn't really feel... Like, you see the numbers pop up, which, yes, there's damage numbers, so they have that in this. But some are weak and some are not, but you really just... There's the one button and it feels like a hack and slash. It feels like a hack and slash where you have decent enough mobility, but really... I'm sure they made it easier for the demo. It looks like you're playing somewhere mid-game. Like, this is not early game, so that's nice. But it's flashy and substance full of nothing. Like, it's pretty much peak Platinum games with no fun in it, in my opinion. At least that's how it feels. Now, is it worth picking up at launch in this current state? For me, not at all. Not in the slightest. If anything, this convinced me not to buy the game, which is unfortunately the opposite of what they're going for. However, did it convince me that it's a game that I probably would enjoy playing? Yes, as someone who likes action adventure games and, can get down with some of these, Assassin's Creed, Horizon Zero Dawn type open world games for $20, $15 once it's been out for a while, I'll probably pick it up. Now, where it's kind of making me not want to play it is the main character. I wasn't feeling it. I don't know if it's because I'm in my later 30s now, where I'm not as interested in playing as the angsty, attitude-filled, young 20-something or late teenager. that I was playing as all the time as a kid, or maybe it's because I can hear them now. I mean, this goes with me in general. I'm not a big fan of voice acting in games. I like reading the text. You know, sometimes with these longer games, you want to have something on in the background, not distracting you. I want to listen to some spooky stories or some podcast about Atlantis. Who knows?
Had to work a little there.
But it just has me a little concerned for where the story's going. I thought this was a girl that grew up in this land and was part of it, but no, it's a fish out of water scenario. It immediately made me even less interested than I already was. So, as far as the demo goes, it looks pretty. It runs well on the PS5. It's a lot of retreading. You know, you find towers that help you scan areas, and you have tasks, and you have waypoints, and it's really just... Do I want to play through that same style of game in a new veneer with a character dynamic where she's talking to some person who, you know, once again, you have a helper buddy.
Quite good at this. Finds like this make all the running around worthwhile.
Hell yeah, they do.
Because every one of these games has a helper buddy that talks to you through the controller. I don't know. Not really. Definitely not for $70. So take that as you will. Check out the demo for yourself, see what you like. I mean, there's a crafting system, of course. There's a skill tree system, of course. You have a weapons wheel. You have all these other things that we're very much accustomed to. Not much new here. And the combat just doesn't have much impact, in my opinion. I was hoping for more. It more or less confirmed my assertions based on what I had seen. And I was hoping with the delay that maybe I was wrong about that. But who knows? Maybe I'm dead wrong. Why don't you guys check out the demo? Let me know what you think. It's been so nice getting a hold of you. Take care.